Hello there and welcome to the Liverpool versus Aston Villa preview. We're going to be playing on Saturday. I think it's at 3 o'clock, I believe it is. And big game. Really big game. Obviously we've had a contrasting week of epic proportions. Had a great win over Arsenal and then got absolutely torn apart in the Champions League against Real Madrid as well. So it's a huge week for Liverpool. Really big week as well. The time that I'm recording this is just before 1 o'clock as well. Jurgen Klopp is doing his press conference at 1 o'clock, so we'll be keeping a check on that on Twitter, on thisisanfield.com as well. But there has been some information already given about about Aston Villa and stuff like that as well. We'll get into all of that sort of business as we go on through this video. Please do feel free to let me know what you think in the comments below about this game. How do you think Liverpool are going to do in this game, regardless of what happens, team selection and all that sort of business, people that are available? Let me know it in the comments below. But let's get into it and get on to SofaScore first of all, because, as I say, this is a massive game. Regardless of who's available for either team, this is a huge game. Let's just have a look at the table first of all. Liverpool currently in 7th, but we are tied on points with Tottenham. They've got a +4 goal difference on us. Their goal difference is slightly better, which puts them a little bit further above us. We are within, touching distance of top 4. I think us and West Ham have played the same amount of games. They won their game, epic game that they won the other night. I think it was 3-2. They won against Wolves as well. And it's just a huge game. For every single game is a huge game right now. As you can see, we have 8 games left to play. There are some teams that are below us in terms of Everton and also Aston Villa that actually do have a game in hand on us anyway. So picking up the points, vital points that they are crucial. They're absolutely crucial for us. Like picking up 3 points as much as we can. It's just imperative that that's what we do. So what we could do here is, if we pick up a win, we could go into the top 4, but then it's reliant on results that are around us. Obviously, people were taking the mick out of Chelsea for their 5-2 drubbing that they had against West Brom last week, but then they go into the Champions League, they pick up a 2-0 win. It's clean sheet City again. It's one of those things. Tottenham, they don't look like they're in pretty bad form. They don't look like they're in bad form, is what I was meant to say. And they're picking up points as well. I think it was a 2-2 draw against Newcastle. Possibly could have gone the other way as well. But hey, it's one of those things. This league is a weird league this year. So, and Everton, dropping points in their last game as well actually benefits us a little bit, but they've still got a game in hand on us as well. So we're not out of the woods yet. Top 4 is still a possibility, but it's only a possibility. It's not something that is, it's not a dead cert. It's not certified or anything like that we can get top 4. We can fight for it, which I think that we will do. And having 3 wins in our last 5 games as well, that is a bit of a positive, to be fair. Let's have a look. I didn't want to look at this, but we have to. The last time that we played Aston Villa in a relevant game was the 7-2 loss that we had. It was a bad performance. Ollie Watkins scored a hat-trick. Jack Grealish scored 2 goals. Ross Barkley scored against us as well. John McGinn scored against us as well. Salah getting 2 goals was really the only bright light in that game as well. But obviously it'll be a much changed lineup. Obviously we don't have Virgil van Dijk, we don't have Joe Gomez, but on that day it didn't matter. We will have different options available, and as it says here, we've got a predicted lineup for both teams ahead of tomorrow. Mine is obviously, as it always is, it's slightly different, but not entirely too different from this one here anyway. So what I wanted to do as well is to jump over to Twitter and have a look at what Dean Smith had to say on Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish, myself and Jack were quite optimistic to get him back a bit sooner than he probably should, and he's had a setback that will probably put him back a couple of weeks. Now, understandably, Aston Villa fans aren't happy about this like a great deal, and why would you be? It'd be like, say, if Mohamed Salah or Diogo Jota was, they had an injury. Well, Diogo Jota's the perfect example. When Jota was injured, if Jurgen Klopp and the coaching staff decided to try and rush him back into action, and then he, gets injured again, and it's maybe made that injury a little bit worse, and then he's out for a little bit longer, we would be angry about that. We would be really annoyed about that as well. Same thing with Jack Grealish and Aston Villa. You know, same with their fans. They will understandably be upset about this one, and it is totally understandable. He is without a doubt their best player. They've got fantastic players as it is outside of Jack Grealish, but he is without a doubt probably one of their best players, and one of the best players in the league as well. He's a fantastic player. And there's nothing else really to say about it. It's going to be gutting for Aston Villa to be missing him, but at the same time, maybe I'm a little bit different as a Liverpool fan. I've seen a lot on Twitter, especially. Twitter's a bit of a cesspit at the best of times, but you see a lot of Liverpool fans that are they're falling into the trap like they did against Real Madrid. Real Madrid have their Sergio Ramos, Rafael Varane out injured. Liverpool Twitter goes up and says, we're winning this game 3-0. Obviously, we saw what happened in that game against Real Madrid. They destroyed us. They absolutely outplayed us. They played us off the park. We might as well not have been there. Similar thing is happening right now, where people are getting excited at the fact that Jack Grealish is injured. First of all, I would never celebrate a player getting injured for an opposition, for an opposing team. It's just not what I do. I still believe that whatever team we come up against, whatever team we face, whatever lineup that they put out, it's going to be the best version of that lineup, and we still need to be as prepared as possible. And I'm pretty sure that's what our players would do as well. I'm pretty sure it's just a social media thing. With anonymity comes people with a lot of balls. They don't have to face up to anything that they say. And a lot of that actually, could actually come down into Klopp's press conference here. Obviously, he isn't looking very happy in that picture here, but this is just live things that they're talking about now. Klopp on racist abuse of footballers and social media. Social media, we have a problem that has not been sorted. People can hide behind an account and say whatever they want. That needs to get sorted. Klopp says that his advice to the players would be to cut off social media. To be honest, yeah. I don't know if players, footballers, clubs and stuff like that have deals within the club. So say, let's take Liverpool as an example. I don't know whether Liverpool have an obligation or a contract or some sort of understanding to be on social media. Obviously, social media is key to a lot of things. It's not integral, but it's a way of not just connecting Liverpool fans based either in Liverpool or around the UK, but it's also Liverpool fans around the world. What people need to understand is, and we could go on a tangent on this for quite a while, but what people need to understand is that people abroad, people in other countries, people that may never ever get the chance to go to Liverpool, will probably look to social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, it could be any others, it could be like YouTube or anything like that, possibly even Twitch, but I don't know if Liverpool do a lot on Twitch or anything like that. They would look to these sources for their information, their match day experience, live commentary and stuff like that, interaction with players that they may never be able to get. Yeah, I don't know if you understand if I'm getting across what I mean properly. In that respect, social media is integral, but the anonymity aspect of Instagram, of Twitter, Facebook's different, because you do have to put in your own name or a pseudonym that's pretty similar. You can't just go in there and have I don't think you can sign up on Facebook with a name that has Finally Firmino or something like that on it, or whatever it might be. But on Twitter, you can be completely anonymous. You could have your account banned multiple times. You can just set up another account and set up another account and then set up another account, and it's just horrible, really, what these players do have to go through. If they win a game, draw a game, lose a game, if they have a bit of a bad game, if they have a good game, if they have an outstanding game or anything like that, they're going to get abuse hurled at them, and it's just horrific, absolutely horrific, and it seems to be getting worse, a lot worse. But what we're gonna focus on a little bit more now. Klopp will be doing it. We'll have a couple more comments to do, and I will keep an eye on it in my other tabs as well. But we're gonna move on to my lineup for this game against Aston Villa. I put this lineup up on the screen so many times in different videos, and this is what I want to see. Now, the only other change that I might want to see is Shaqiri come in somewhere. Whether it's for Firmino, whether it be for Mane, I don't know. But I wouldn't mind seeing Shaqiri play. I really, really wouldn't. I think us playing in a 4-2-3-1, we saw it against Arsenal, we saw it in the latter stages against Real Madrid. It seems to give us just a little bit more, I say it all the time, but like solidity. It gives us numbers at the back. It gives us numbers at the back, obviously with the likes of Robertson, Kabak, Phillips and Alexander-Arnold, these guys at the back. Alisson, who is clean shaven at the moment and honestly looks babyface. It's unreal. If you see it on social media, it's crazy. Like literally he's just, I don't know what he's took away the moustache. I loved the moustache. I thought it was great. But he's took that away. The back line will probably be pretty much exactly what this is right here. Fabinho and Thiago in midfield. I think that that's key. I think that that was something that possibly maybe held us back a little bit against Real Madrid, but maybe might not have made much of a difference in the end. But we have the numbers that can get back. You could end up with like 6 players that can help you defend, and then you've got 4 guys up front that can attack. On paper, these are our best attackers, but on paper doesn't really mean a lot. Mane is not playing anywhere near his level. We know what Mane's level is. It is, you know, where he's up in the mentions for being like a team of the year or a player of the year in that sort of conversation. This year, he's not near that conversation. Firmino, we know what he can do. He's not a striker in the purest sense of actually scoring goals. The goal scoring burden does not fall on Firmino. It's everything else that he can do. He can thrive in this, what you would probably call a number 10 or a second striker sort of role. In this sort of role here, where he can connect with Thiago, he can connect with Firmino, he can drop in between these guys here if he wanted to. He can come back, track back. The one thing that you always definitely get with Firmino, whether it's skills, whether it's his passing, whether it's whatever it might be, work rate. His work rate never really stops. He's not the quickest player, he's not the fastest player, doesn't have the greatest acceleration of all time, but his ball control and the way that he can control his body with the ball and keep it away from others as well could be really key for us moving forward in this role. And then it gets Jota closer to goal as well. Not having Jota playing out on the wing, which is something that he can do, absolutely can do, and he's also someone that has incredible work rate, can come down into these spots here, can even come down further if he wanted to. If he finds that he's not getting the ball in the areas that he wants, then this could be a really beneficial area for him to be in. Salah's pretty much one of our best performers this season, and there's no way I'm dropping Salah in any way. He scored the only goal against Real Madrid midweek, and he's one of our most consistent performers. So week in, week out, definitely stays in. For me, the only change could be someone like a Shaqiri coming in for a Sadio Mane or something like that, and I'm not opposed to it, to be honest. And that's not slagging off Mane or anything like that. It's just evaluating the levels that are being played at right now, and you know, just the ability that we've got. We have the ability to change it if we need to, and that's something that we maybe need to use, especially against a team that is as dangerous as Aston Villa. Aston Villa have been absolutely incredible this season. They're having a really, really good season. So let's have a look at. We're going to jump back over to SofaScore. So without Jack Grealish, you're still going to have a very, very dangerous Aston Villa team. Trezeguet is very, very good player. Bertrand Traore seems very, very one-footed, but you know what? That one trick seems to be really, really good. Quite a good dribbler of the ball as well, and dangerous when he gets anywhere, you know, by the 18-yard box and in it. Seems to be quite a dangerous player as well. John Mcginn is someone that is, you know, being pushed forward. If you look at where he's predicted to play, and this is predicted, we don't entirely know exactly where he's going to play, but he's predicted to play a little bit further forward than when he played against us the last time, which was apparently, you know, Ross Barkley was in the more advanced position, according to this. Anyway, this is according to this. So that is exactly what that is as well. They've got, you know, Emiliano Martinez, very, very good goalkeeper. Really good goalkeeper. The back line, pretty solid. I know Tyrone Mings made a mistake against Fulham, I think it was. I think that was their last game. I might have it down here. They went 1-0 down and they came back and they won 3-1. Like, they fought back hard. They really, really did. They've not had very good results lately, but it could, you know, they've just turned up a good result here. They play Manchester City after us. This 2-game spell isn't, you know, ordinarily, if you're Aston Villa before this season, you probably look at that and go, this isn't going to be a good time. But Liverpool ourselves, we are so up and down, as you can see right here. We got good result against RB Leipzig, good result against Wolves, really good result against Arsenal, poor result against Real Madrid. Now, Real Madrid are a class side. They really are. Regardless of who they were missing, they're a class side. And it also showed probably our younger centre-backs in Phillips and especially Kabak, who I felt still had a good game. It showed them a different level that they got attacked at. It could also expose some things as well. Vinicius for Real Madrid had an absolute... He had a very good game. Really, really good game. My concerns, definitely Ollie Watkins. If Jack Grealish isn't playing, which obviously it looks like he's not, Ollie Watkins is massively a concern because he's such a danger in the box. Like, I don't know if I can get up how much... Like, I don't know if I can get up exactly how many goals he's scored this season. Goals. He scored 11 goals this season, which to some people doesn't sound like a lot, but he's brand new to this league this season, 25 years old. He's scored for England, might have been against San Marino, but hey, who cares? You know, he's still scored for England, and he's doing a really good job for Aston Villa as well. Really, really dangerous players. But to be honest, this is a game that I do fear quite a bit for Liverpool because we need to win it, and I'm not entirely sure whether we will. Honestly, if we set up anywhere like we do, like I've got here, I think that we've got a very good chance of winning this game. But I just think it's going to be a really, really difficult game against a difficult opposition. I'm not entirely sure what I think, honestly. I want to see just one last refresh of the old Twitter feed to see if Jurgen Klopp has said anything else on team news or anything like that. And I will put it on the screen for you if he has, but it doesn't look like he has a great deal at the moment. Nothing's refreshing anyway, so we'll see. We'll just have to see what happens in terms of team news and stuff like that. But if we go with what I've got on the screen here, I feel that we can get a good result. But like, if we get a Shaqiri coming in for Sadio Mane or something like that, then fair play, I'm all about it. But it needs to be about performances. It's not about, you know, what players have done in the past for us, and that's why we select them. That's not what we should be doing. If someone's not performing to a good level, to a good enough level, and not, you know, performing poorly, you know, then they shouldn't be in the team. So whether that means a Sadio Mane gets moved to the bench, or Firmino gets moved to the bench, or whatever the expectation will be, I would like to see us start to move away from the 4-3-3 and go into this sort of formation, because every time we've used it, pretty much that I can remember, it's worked, and it's worked really, really well. It gives us a lot more balance up and down the team, and it just seems to help us a lot more. So I'd love to see a lot more of this type of lineup if we can do it. Whether someone else comes in, let me know who you think starts for Liverpool against Aston Villa. Now, what are we going to look at in terms of score prediction? I'm going to go 2-2. I think it's going to be 2-2. Obviously, it's just the Premier League. Away goals don't really matter here. I would love it if we could keep a clean sheet of some sort. I would love it if we could limit the amount of goals and chances that they'll get. I don't think this is bold. Touch wood. This is bold. I don't think we'll be on the end of another like 7-2. I really, really don't. You know, and actually something has just popped up here. Klopp on team news. No new injuries. We have to see with the information today. If we have to change something, we will see tomorrow. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. So apparently no new injuries, which is good news. So that was the last thing that happened in the last game we played against Aston Villa. I'm not counting the cup game because they played a youth team. And yeah, it wasn't a good game by us anyway, even though we won it 4-1. It doesn't matter. The 7-2 is the benchmark against Aston Villa. I think it's going to be 2-2. I think we can win the game, but I'm just not entirely sure whether we will. Let me know what you think in the comments below about this game. This has been a lot longer than I thought it was going to be, but hey, it's always a pleasure to record and talk to you guys as well. Thank you ever so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please do like it and subscribe if you're new around here. Thank you once again. Please do feel free to get your comments in below, and I'll catch you later.